Hey YouTube, so we have our new truck. We bought it on Saturday. Today is Thursday, so it's just kind of under a week, but we have driven it quite a bit. We had to go almost all the way to New Jersey to get it, and this truck is a little bit special. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I like about the truck and why we picked this specific truck. So first off, this is a 1-ton, meaning it is a 3500 truck. And this truck specifically has a Cummins turbo diesel high output. So that means that it has around 23,000 pounds of towing. I think it's just kind of a little bit over it. And also it has 4,000 pounds of carrying capacity. And so why is that important? That is important because of these 5 holes in the bed, which are basically for a 5th wheel, which will be towing our new camper. The new camper, we haven't purchased it yet. We haven't even ordered it yet, to tell you the truth. But we've already kind of picked it out. It is 16,000 pounds. So the 23 and change towing is good. It has a 3,000 pound pin weight, meaning the 4,000 pounds of carrying capacity is also a good number to go along with it. And you're gonna notice this is a single wheel truck. It's not a dually. If the carrying capacity needed to be a lot higher, we would have gotten a dually, but we specifically did not want a dually. So we picked out our camper and we picked out our truck specifically because we are going to be mostly using it as a truck and not so much as towing. So we're going to move maybe once or twice a month during the summer, let's say, and so we're not going to be a hotshot driving around towing all the time, so we don't want a dually. So the coolness of having this truck with its size is it's a short bed, and I'm outside of a giant grocery store, and you can see the front of it sticks out, I don't know, let's say 2 feet outside of the parking spot. And this is like your traditional parking spot that you have. This is not like an extended parking spot. It's inside the lines. The next nearest car would obviously be, you know, over here. Because this is one of those ones that has 2 lines on it. If it just had 1 line, it'd be here. The mirrors pop in and everything, and it clearly fits within a standard parking spot. So basically this is the shortest truck that we can get that will do like ridiculously nice towing, and that was like the main purpose behind this decision. We also decided that we wanted to go diesel even though gasoline was an option. And the floorboards, it's high, but the floorboard, the little running rails actually pop out, which is really nice. So anyway, so diesel versus gas, because people are going to ask me about that. We decided we wanted to go diesel because if we ever had to stop to get gas with a camper attached, we wanted to be able to go through truck stops. And truck stops typically only have diesel. They typically do not have gas at the truck stop. There are like Flying J's and stuff that have gas specific, like RV spots that you can go to get gas, but we don't want to have to depend upon only being able to go to Flying J or something like that. And the weird lighting that you see is because there's actually a sunroof, which I can close so the lighting is a little bit easier. That is nice to have. That is a really, really nice to have. The other thing that is nice about having a diesel is you obviously have a exhaust brake, which is really kind of cool, and that's this button right here. And then you can also do like gear limiting, which means that these are just kind of really nice to haves. If you're towing something heavy and you're going like up and down hills, you can very easily control the truck and not feel like you're getting pushed around, which is part of it. It also has adaptive cruise control, which is really nice. I'll try to demo that for you a little bit by driving around. And it has all these cameras and stuff. So let me start it up for you guys. There are other like really kind of cool options on this truck that are just cool. Like the seats are air conditioned where cold air goes through the seats to change the temperature of the seat. It also has heating in the seats, so you can, you know, make it warmer or colder or whatever. The back seat folds down flat for Grace. Let me show you that really quickly. And Grace is our Corgi, obviously. You can see the back seat is like flat. These are the actual seats that actually fold down, and then this flat thing folds up, and you can put tools underneath here, and there are these huge containers underneath here also to store stuff. Now there was a question about the truck itself, specifically, will a 5th wheel go back there, even though it's obviously 5th wheel prepped? Yes, 100% of 5th wheel will fit back there. We will get a sliding hitch that we'll put on there, which means that basically when you make turns, the 5th wheel will move away from the camper and then, or the truck, and then when you go straight, the trailer will actually get closer to the truck. So that's that's what we're going to get. We have not decided on the brand that we're going to buy of the fifth wheel hitch. We are looking at Demco. We are also looking at the Super Glide. The Super Glide is what Less Junk More Journey runs, and the Demco, I've seen some other YouTube channels that run it, and there's pros and cons of both of them. The main pro on the Demco is the fact that it has 3 different adjustments on height, so then you're not so concerned about the bed rails, by being able to raise or lower it. And then the Super Glide is, I think, a little bit more well known in the industry long term, from what I'm understanding. So anyway, that's that. It does have this massive display that you see here, like literally like that is bigger than my hand. Is like the size of an iPad Pro, and there are all these buttons that you can push. Yeah, it is humongous. Or if you get into the right window, which I'm not getting to, there we go, it will actually split it up where you have like 2 different views at the same time. The other thing that is really cool that we got was air suspension. What the air suspension gives you is it gives you this button here where you can raise and lower the trailer in back, like the actual back of the truck will go up and down, and the back of the truck will automatically level itself. So then when there's more weight put on the trailer or on the bed, it just adds a little bit of air to the airbags that are in the back, and it keeps the truck flat, which is kind of a neat thing to have integrated. It also has a whole lot of cameras. So this is a backup camera, just like any normal truck has, but you have different views too. So this is what it looks like when I'm parking the truck, and you can see that it has this like 3D view looking down at the ground to ensure that you can easily see where you are in the parking spot, as well as a rear view and then it has like the backup camera in different modes, so you can see the bed, and you could line it up to the truck. Obviously, it has this neat split view that lets you see the 2 sides of the truck at the same time, and not only that, but you can even like pan it out in different directions. So it has these really cool camera modes, is what I'm pointing out. And you can zoom in, obviously, too, if you need to actually see the ball. And that's what this is. This would be where the ball of the regular trailer hitch would be. The other thing that's kind of cool is you have this rear view mirror that, you can see the camera in the rear view mirror, so this is not too impressive, and all you can see is basically the back seat, right? But when you flip it up, isn't that trippy? Like, the camera went away. The camera that I have right in front of the mirror. So this is a LED monitor, basically, that's running off the camera in the back. And normally you can only see about this much at the back window, and when you flip it up, you can see a very wide distance. So if I like maybe move the camera a little bit, you can see there's that little red car between the seats. And then when you flip it up, you can see basically a lane and a half in both directions. So that's kind of neat. I actually drive with it mostly like in the camera in this mode with a regular mirror. I don't normally drive with it in the other mode. It seems to me like this is a little bit distracting because your eyes have to focus on the image a little bit more than just the mirror. Like, I don't know why, it's hard to kind of describe. But yeah, the inside is humongous. You have this like huge kind of carrying area right here. It all like kind of moves around. The camera, the phone itself that you see here, there's an iPhone, has a blue light next to it. It basically has wireless charging, which is cool. And you have your CarPlay, and with the CarPlay, it'll do navigation off it and everything. And it has like the 4-wheel drive, the shifters up here. The display itself is very highly configurable. And I'll show you like the adaptive cruise control, I guess on the way back or something. I'll just do a little snippet of that. But yeah, it is really impressive. Then the mirrors themselves, you can push a button and have them go in and out. And they do flip also for people that are not familiar with Rams. So I'm trying to flip it one-handed for you guys. And so you can flip it out into tow mode. So then you can see around the trailer, which obviously people should understand if they have ever driven a big truck before. And so this is a regular crew cab. This is not a mega cab. The mega cabs are even bigger. We decided against a mega cab for a couple of different reasons. Most of the reasons to me with a mega cab are kind of negatives. Yeah, you get the cool back seat, which is great if you have somebody in the back seat with your kids, like Less Junk More Journey. They have that, and I appreciate that they have the 2 kids in the back seat and the mom sometimes mom's back there too. That I totally get that is a 100% use case. However, with a mega cab, it's built on a long bed chassis, meaning like it has the wheels are farther apart than a short bed, meaning the turning radius is not as good. So you lose turning a lot. It's also a foot longer than this truck here, which means that it's going to be a little bit harder in drive-throughs, a little bit harder to park. It's easier than a long bed, I get that, but it's still just kind of not as easy to get around. Both the short beds and the mega cabs only have 30-gallon gas tanks, so you don't even get the bonus of having an additional gas tank like a larger one. The long beds have a 50-gallon, which that would have been nice, but I think 30 will be fine for us. And if we need more, then we'll probably get a transfer tank in the back, the way that like Junk did also. So that's that. There's probably all kinds of options on the truck I'm not even mentioning. One of the cool things is they put upfitter on this truck that I'll talk about, I guess. That what upfitter means is all of the wires in the entire truck go to the hood. And there is a module in the hood, this like little square module that's waterproof, and they gave us a pigtail that actually plugs into it. So from there, you can wire anything you want in the entire truck to the module that's in the hood. So that they normally put that on chassis cab trucks, and what that's for is like if you turn the headlights on and you have an ambulance, let's say, and you want the sirens to turn on or something, and you want something else to turn on, you don't have to go dig out and try to figure out where in the truck has that wire and how to like clip into it or whatever, how to splice into it. There's no splicing any of the wires in the truck. You don't do that. This has upfitter. You just plug in the upfitter module and there'll be a wire there that you can just plug right into that's already pre-done up. And that's for every single thing in the entire truck. Like if you wanted the dome light to turn on a second dome light or whatever weird you can think of. I have no idea what I would use that for. I didn't order this truck custom. It was just included with the truck. So yeah, that is really cool. So anyway, let's do a little quick driving for you guys, and I'm going to show you the adaptive cruise control real quick, and then just like in a parking lot or something, so it's easy. Okay, so this is what the adaptive cruise control looks like. I have it in drive and I just have my foot on the brake right now, holding it in place. So basically what it's saying is this is set to a certain number of car lengths in front of me that is allowed, and you can just push a button to change it, right? So you can pick if you want between 4 and 1 cars in front of you, car lengths, and then you can set a speed also, and then it will automatically put you at that speed or slow you down if you start approaching another vehicle, and it'll put like the little vehicle up here. And then these lines on the side are the lanes, and what it'll do is it'll turn yellow if you start to cross over out of your lane without turning on the blinker. And then not only will it turn yellow, but it'll actually start to turn the steering wheel just a hair to push you back to the center of the lane. So people have asked me about, you know, what is it like to drive a big truck? And, you know, was it hard to adapt to figuring out where the center lane is? Well, no. The truck knows where the center lane is, and it puts itself in the center lane. It is very easy to drive a big truck that has all this on it, because, especially a short bed one, because the truck basically almost like parks itself, and it almost drives itself, because it will keep you in the center of the lane, and it will keep you a safe distance from the vehicle in front of you, and it will keep you the speed that you want to go. In a lot of ways, it's easier to drive than other vehicles. Lengthwise, it is about a foot longer than the Gladiator, so that might give a little bit of context to people. Obviously, it is way larger than a Wrangler. For people that know Wranglers really well, the little square boxy Jeeps. Height-wise, you know, this truck is pretty high off the ground, and like Kimberly had mentioned, this truck feels like the JK when we had it on 40-inch tires. The big difference is obviously this truck has the steps that make it so it's really easy to get in and out of. Oh, the other thing that's this is kind of neato, is it has buttons here that change the seat settings and the pedal settings and everything, and those are key to the fob, like the actual key fob. So when I get in with my key fob, it sets everything for me. When she gets in with her key fob, it sets everything for her. That's cool too. So anyway, we love our truck, and this will probably be the truck that we're going to be sticking with for quite some time, and we're in the process right now of selling our house. Basically, we are doing everything in our power right now to clean up the house and get the junk out of the house and sell stuff, and get it pared down and get it ready to go on the market. And so I don't know, a month or two, and it'll be up for sale, and then you'll get to see us moving into our new fifth wheel. Now, people are going to be asking about work. I spoke to my employer, and they were cool with this, with me moving and stuff, like with a camper. My wife spoke to her work, and they were cool with her relocating, you know, to the fifth wheel and relocating to her other facility. So we both have plans to be able to work from the camper. We don't have to look for new jobs or any of that kind of stuff. It's really cool. And yeah, so we will see you guys around.